And welcome back, F1 crew. We are here, new rebrand, no longer F1 Money Gang. We are now officially Apex Insiders, the first edition of our podcast as Apex Insiders. We did just announce this past week. I really do enjoy the name. I love the brand that we have now. I think that to most of our fans, you've known us for the longest time as F1 Money Gang. We started off as a group of F1 punters that just became friends, just having a Discord, chit-chatting, talking lines, and little did we know that it was going to blow up to be this bigger thing that we had. So, one, I would like to appreciate all the listeners out there for your support, and hopefully we'll continue to grow our brand and bring some expert analysis and awesome betting tips as well. But this is the new chapter. We are now officially moving forward. But F1 Money Gang never dies. We will always be in our hearts, F1 Money Gang. And Free Money Friday is never left. It's always going to be there. So what does this actually mean for this new rebrand? Well, I mean, really, it means that it's just going to hopefully get better and better in terms of our exposure, as most of you listeners may be dabbling with us in IndyCar, for an example. So maybe we'll get into more NASCAR. But either way, we're trying to just expose ourselves a little bit more into the motorsports brand. And F1 will always still be our primary, IndyCar as well. However, you never know. We're hoping that eventually books will give us a little bit more, such as like WEX Series, IMSA Series, but as well as in the content side, it helps us bring a little bit more, like we've been trying to do our F1 Money Gang. Was it the sim racing, which we probably will still call it the F1 MG Championship? I don't know. We still haven't talked about it. I think it's a really cool name for that. So, yeah, this is the new chapter. So. And I got my crew here. We got Dolcetto, we got Tegrity Bets, and Renegade. So what's going on, guys? New name.
Hello.
Feels like we got new suits today. You know, we looking fresh.
Yeah, nice haircut, new suit, walk stepping out, feeling good.
Yeah.
Back from the summer break.
Oh yeah. I mean, it feels like it's been forever.
Yeah, Renegade's got a tan.
You get a tan, buddy? You hit the beach, or the
no tans in the UK.
Yeah, I heard they have awesome beach out there. And yeah, pretty disgusting, probably. So, Dolcetto, what's going on, buddy?
Well, we are official now after weeks and months of talking about names and logos and when are we gonna do this. It's finally here. I'm excited, man. It's
try a
really
year.
Cool.
Try a year. We've been actually.
I'm just saying more of like this last, like real push, like a lot of work in it.
Yeah, it really is. It's very hard.
Yeah, we talked about this before the start of the year. Remember? So yeah. It's really good that it's here. People have a good feedback about the name so far in Discord, social media. So let's see where we go from here.
Yeah, no, it definitely was challenging. I think the brainstorming part was hard, finding the right socials and everything. And that's another thing for you listeners. We're hoping to expand a little bit more in terms of, TikTok, YouTube. Hell, I don't know. Maybe we'll post on Facebook for your grandparents to listen to us. I don't know. We'll see.
You know what's gonna be a fun thing is like if we put our if we do like a screenshot of the names that we talked about and in the Discord and see what people think.
What would they actually make the right choice? Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a nice little fun poll because we honestly had over probably 100 names.
Just about. And we iterated on a bunch of them. Yeah, it was like 100, and then we iterated on all of those hundreds, and finally landed.
Yeah, all 100. All hundreds were like, no, we're not doing it.
Yeah, but you know what? I will say I'm super excited about this because Apex Insiders just came. It flew like it was flowing just well, and then on top of that, all the socials had it for us. It was there for us. So it just felt like the stars aligned, and yeah, here we are. So, of course, as soon as we do this rebrand, guess what? F1 posts, they're going to do cease and desists on people that are using F1 as their name. So if you come after F1 Capper, send me that CND, you bitches. I will not. I will take it. I will frame that thing. But anyways, that's beyond the point here. We want to talk racing. Race weekend is here. Of course, number one IndyCar fan wants to talk Portland GP, but we had to tell him no. This is F1, so it's the Dutch GP. So yes, we are finally back to Max's hometown. Well, that's not his actual hometown, but his home country. Anyways, we got Zandvoort. I actually really like this track. I know some people may not. I think it's really cool. I think the location is actually really cool. So it's right off the beach, basically. So that's going to make things tricky because, you're basically going to get sand. So there's going to be a lot of sand everywhere. So traction is going to be kind of critical here. Even going into the next day, it's just going to change every day. So track evolution is going to be pretty high. You're going to see it probably in most of the sessions, especially in qualifying. Wouldn't surprise me if we found some surprises out in Q1. So, so that's going to be key. You got to have medium to high downforce. Curbs could be in play here. I don't know what we think about the curbs in Red Bull, but, we'll see what happens. So C1, C2, C3, they're going to bring the hardest compounds. And as we all recall, last year was pretty wild in terms of the race. What did it start? Did we start with rain and then it ended with rain? I couldn't even remember, but the results were pretty wild. You had Gasly on podium. So we'll get to him a little bit later. So let's get into the picks, though. You know who I'm going to go to. Free Money Friday. It's been almost a month. We want free money on Friday. What is it? Chris, Integrity Bets.
Yeah. Listen, the name changed, but the game's still the same. It's Free Money Friday, and that's what we're doing, getting free money on a Friday.
Yes.
And listen, I know we're coming off the break. Everyone's probably thinking, listen, don't want to go too crazy on practice. We're not sure what's coming out. People got upgrades, yada, 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 bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, we got a parlay. I'm telling you right now, we got two drivers that when they come to this track, they're absolute dogs. And that's Pierre Gasly and Fernando Alonso. Now we're going to take them both against their teammates. So it's Alonso over Stroll, Gasly over Ocon. That's going to come out to plus 303.
Whoa.
Big money.
303.
Yeah. Why are we doing this? Well, Alonso, for some reason, this track is just never really a threat to win, but he's always in that top six. I think he's got 3 straight top sixes race-wise. And that's not just limited to the race. That's in qualifying, practice, race, all sessions. He's got that top 6, 8 pretty much locked down. Like I said, not really a top 3 threat, but that top 6, top 8, he's there. And I really don't see Stroll doing better than that. So for me, it's a walk in the park. And then same thing with Gasly. I know you're big on Gasly this weekend, so I'll hold off a little bit on that one. But it's kind of similar to Alonso. Same kind of situation. He's just a dog here. So we're taking both of those guys with their teammates, plus 303. Let's make some money.
Yeah, I got to say, man, I was eyeing Alonso. Like, the odds have completely shifted from the beginning of the year. It doesn't matter what session to what obviously is the performance Stroll has been doing. I don't know if we even want to call it a great performance from him. More so, Alonso just has not been doing well. But the odds have really been in favor for Alonso. So I am very tempted on that. I'm very curious. We'll get some opinions on it. But Gasly, I hate to say it. Yes, I am on the Gasly train this weekend. I'm one of his biggest haters too. It's just hard to ignore his performance over the past 3 years at this place too. So, just to take you through it, in 2021, I think he was in the top 10 in every single session, including Q1 through Q3. And then last year, obviously he got podium and third. I think it really benefited him with the strategy plays that he had. but he was like 12th, 6th, 11th, 8th, and 12th. So he was there with the Alpine car that was already declining, and he still was showing his performance. He's been very vocal about this place. He really likes it. So yeah, I'll just lead in right into mine. I mean, that's the play I did. Was I was thinking about doing his. I think it was the top 10 bet for FP1, which was 2-1 on MGM. But then I was like, why do that when I could just probably play him against Ocon and I still get it at plus 150. So I'm expecting that he should beat Ocon in that session. So yeah, I played that. I played the plus 150 Gasly over Ocon. I think I want to say MGM, I'm checking it right now, had it even, yeah, Pierre Gasly's plus 105 on MGM. I don't think others have posted any FP1 plays yet, but that was my FMF play, and I actually did 0.8 units on that, so close to 1 unit. I just wanted to try to get it to a solid if he wins, 1.2 unit win. So that's the reason why I did that. So yeah, I like it, man. I might be going in on that Alonso though. Just
listen, hey, you got to take what they give you.
I mean,
what they've given us over the last 3 years is consistency. So
you spit
off a
facts.
break, that's what it is.
You were spitting facts, and those facts are just eyeing me right now. So I'm gonna probably have to look into that. Well, yeah. So does Renegade have any FMF plays? Dolcetto? No. Is it just us two?
All I'd say is a new name, and you're betting Gasly over Ocon. Is this the same F1 capper?
Yeah, see, I know it's weird. What happened? Very
what
very
odds
weird.
Did you get it at?
See, this is why I said, what was that?
Yeah, I was just going to say it can be on Canby Books.
Yeah.
Gasly over Ocon is plus 145.
Okay.
Yeah, we got plus 150.
So I got some CLV there, buddy. $5 or £5, whatever.
There we go.
No, I kind of liked it. I don't know. I think it's one of those, if a driver is honed in on a track and he's showed that consistency in the past, and Alpine apparently could do some damage here. So I know that briefly jumped into the Discord, and Lights actually brought a few plays. I'll come back to that a little bit later, but let's continue on with the roundtable. So Renegade.
Just to add on Alonso, also he was beating Stroll in the Alpine. Just a little bit as well.
Yeah. No, that. I mean, come on, it's Stroll, right? Like window liquor. He should bin it. This is the weekend. We finally put it to rest that he's back to his normal cadence. So
he's not too bad around here either.
Okay, now you just ruined the party. There you go.
Boo.
Boo this man. All right, well, go. What do you have? What do you have as a roundtable play?
So I've done a parlay of top 6 for the race.
Okay.
And that is Charles Leclerc, which would get about minus 200, with George Russell, which is about minus. I should know my American odds by now. About minus 500, and if you parlay them together, it's about minus 110. I think that's a good enough price for both Russell and Leclerc to finish top 6. Most of the values on Leclerc, I don't know why he's so big. He should finish in the top 6. He's probably got signs on pace, and Perez, who isn't the greatest here. And we don't know about upgrades and stuff like that, which could put the Ferrari forward even more. So that's just the opening play without seeing the cars so far.
For the race, he said, right?
Yeah, for the race.
For the race, okay. So you're saying we have a chance with Chucky this weekend? What do you think? Where do you think he actually gets to this weekend?
Maybe 4th.
4th, okay.
3rd.
Wow.
See,
podium.
Track position is king here. And I feel like if you could stay in front, get in front in qualifying, which Leclerc is decent enough at, he could just keep it there. I mean, he kept Max and Norris behind in Spa, So it is possible. If it's possible at Spa, it's possible at Zandvoort at least.
Okay, so the reason why is I've been eyeing, so Bet Online, of course, they're one of the first to have non-teammate head-to-head race matchups. I can't stop staring at Leclerc over Perez. It's just donkey over donkey, but one donkey is better than the other. Minus
Oh yeah, what's the
170.
price?
Minus 170.
All in.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They'll probably max me at like $200, but I really feel like that's a good one. Like we're thinking Perez should be Perez, right? Like he's still the
And if
falling knife, right?
Max is struggling, not struggling, but let's say he's third in the race, for example, and Perez is at least 4 tenths off Max per lap. So it's not inconceivable he's 7th or 8th. Really, I think Perez is in a head-to-head with Sainz, and I don't think I could take Perez over Sainz over his performances recently.
Yeah, so Leclerc over Sainz is minus 180. I mean, you're telling me that same car, he has shorter odds. I mean,
High
like,
dig track. Does Sainz do well at high dig tracks? Probably not.
I mean, you would think in this situation, just Perez is not a good driver to back. Let's just put it out there. He's just not. So minus 170 seems favorable. I don't like
and his
paying
seat
that,
is
but
still under pressure, no matter what anyone says. He
okay.
finishes 8th here nowhere.
Okay.
Which is likely.
Okay.
But yeah, I think Ferrari and Leclerc is value this race.
Yep. Okay. Well, I want to get to Dolcetto. Jill, do you have a play for us? You wanna introduce?
Not for Free Money Friday, but I do have a couple here that I was eyeing earlier in the week. If you want to go now, or we could talk about race and other sessions.
No, go now. We're going round table at this point.
Well, it's you guys have been talking about Gasly, and it's a little bit of a just a little nibble, just put a little bit on it. You've been talking about him doing really well here, so I was digging through some stats, and he does really well here. In 2021, he finished in fourth place. In 22, he finished 11th, and last year on podium. And I'm looking at his recency. He has been doing pretty well ever since Monaco. He has been in the points outside of the gearbox issue at the British GP and the Hungary. I think he had a gearbox again, if I'm not mistaken. He had some kind of an issue in Hungary. And last race he was 12th, I think he was, or maybe 13th. But at odds at plus 350, I think top 10 is just like I said, a little nibble. Just put a little bit of it on Gasly to make in the top 10 if he really enjoys this track, So he has shown that he has been in a better form as of late, better than Ocon, of course, in the Alpine. But Alpine, for a week or so, we're like, oh my God, is Alpine double points? Another, like, is that bad back? But so we have seen that the Alpine have improved. So I could sprinkle that. It's a long shot, right? It's plus 350, but I think it's great odds.
No, breaking news. That was one of my sprinkles when.
Oh, was it? Sorry.
No. That's you said it perfectly. That was exactly reason why. I think we're. God, I don't know. It kind of scares me if we're all on the boat for this. We're about to expect disappointment.
I was gonna say, you can get a little better number on Bovada too, plus 400.
Yeah, that's where I got it.
I was just with DraftKings and FanDuel, but you could also go back and look at other ones. And so it all depends on where you shop. Of course, always shop around for the best odds. But the one I was looking at was that. So I'm sure you'll be able to find better odds.
Yeah,
so that was one I was looking at.
I'll give credit to Lights for pointing it out on Bovada. It was 4-1. That was kind of what
he
steered.
did?
Yeah, that's what it was like. Oh man, is it 4-1? And he's
Unfortunately, I don't have Pavada anymore because they shut it down in my
well. You
states.
remember, you can just
Yeah.
phone. You can phone someone.
Call a
A
friend.
line. There's a line there. So
Call
just
a friend.
yeah.
Yeah, like in Who Wants to Be a
Yeah,
Millionaire.
yeah. So no, that was solid, solid analysis though. I mean, I think that's why we're kind of all high on that, and I think just in general, I think the consensus is Alpine should do better here than most other tracks. So, and is it just me, or are they? I feel like they have improved slightly since obviously the beginning of the year, but they seem to be frisky at points. I know remove strategy plays in some of these races, but they seem to be frisky.
I mean, they have been consistently like the 12th, 13th spot. They're like we're always close. I
Yeah.
mean, so it's but at those numbers, you just cannot not sprinkle a little bit.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right, well then let's talk. Let's talk some markets. Let's start with outrights because it seems like that has been a wild and volatile market. And what do we have? Let me actually grab a different one. I don't like Bovada's outrights, but you can probably find Max at what 2-1 and Lando at 2-1. I think Max is better in some spots. What do you have? Piastri 5-1, kind of there with Mercedes. So, what's everyone's thoughts on the outrights?
It's interesting. It's probably the most open it's been in years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think so. I'm not sure if you can access the books, but there's a lot of books that are offering free places each way, as you might have done in free practice, where it's usually standard. Most are offering free places. So I think it's sensible to go for a bigger option. You could do Oscar Piastri and money back. If he's in the top three, that seems fine. But I think either one of the Mercedes or Charles Leclerc, I think, is a decent each way price. Lewis Hamilton is good here last year. And I think it was a safety. No, I'm thinking of 2022 when he was leading and a safety car screwed him over a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But look, this is an open race where it's hard to pass. Safety cars happen, and I think Lando's very short. He's won one race all season. He has Mark Webber starts. He's not to be trusted. I
Yeah,
think Oscar Piastri is a decent price. Maybe Lewis Hamilton. One of the two.
I actually think Russell has some value.
Yeah.
I think Russell at 10-1. At least Bovada has 10-1, and that's not each way though. So this is just straight up outright. Like
Another Russell heartbreak.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, he won one last race.
He's had
He
some
got disqualified.
he had an unfortunate situation with the was it British Grand Prix where the car
Silverstone, yeah.
I mean, was the second time that he's had to do that, and you're right. Like Leclerc 20-1, but come on, like, yeah. No, I don't even like Piastri at 5-1, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think like here's what you can do with outrights because most sites will allow live betting with outrights. I mean, unless you think like Max is going to win or Lando's going to win, you take the odds right then and there. Like they get the lead and they stay in the lead. But otherwise, you might be able to catch some opportunity in race, or hell, even at some point, if it's shorter than what is providing to you now. I mean, it's worth it. You're seeing some of the race go in action. So, okay, so if I get Lando Norris at plus 110 to win the race, and you see it, like just take it, right? You could just take that. I'm not saying take it, but I think that just
and maybe
yeah.
Just to add a curveball, is that Saturday's looking like wet qualifying again.
Mm-hmm.
and who was very good last race in wet qualifying, Max Verstappen. So I'm just trying to look at qualifying and race win odds, which is 3-1 for Max Verstappen. I don't think that's too bad.
Not bad.
No one can pass him anyway. He's just gonna run them off track, especially at Zandvoort.
Yeah.
I don't think it's too bad of a bet.
He's going to try everything in his will to win.
His home Grand Prix.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's talk about what about like top 3s, top 10s? Like anything. Like the one thing that's kind of striking me as Tegrity is talking about Alonso, if he's getting top 6, why aren't we taking him 5-1 top 6? Like what are we afraid of strategy? Are we afraid of the car? I mean, on DK, he's got the same odds as Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah, I mean, my thing about Alonso was that he's so good here that I don't see Stroll being better than him. Not necessarily that I'm expecting Alonso to do like really good here. I don't know. I just think the top 6 is just so close to this year, and they're all so close. I don't really know where Aston Martin is coming off the break, so kind of hard for me to pull on that.
Yeah. Dolcetto.
There is a big. I was just going to add there is a big variance in odds for points for once. Some have got like Bet365 has got Ricardo at 2-1, and then some other sites have got them like as low as -200. So there's a lot of variance for them last spots, so you can shop around and get a good price.
Dolcetto, do you have any opinions on 6, 10s?
I'm gonna go against my own. As of last time, we had a little debate with my best friend, buddy Opal Lights, between the Norris and Max discussion. But like I don't know if René said or somebody, one of you guys said it, that Max is gonna try to win this home race, and we well know that he's race here and he's got the experience. So do the other guys as well. But at these odds at plus 190, I see here on it's Hazers, which is William Hill, I think, on the European side. When are you gonna get again Max Verstappen to win his home race at those odds? And we very well know that he's very capable. He's got one of the top cars. I know that the McLarens are right there behind him, but I will take Max here. I'm going against my will.
It's very tempting at 2-1. That's why I'm trying to debate. Like if there's rain on Saturday, you expect that he will be up there.
I got
I don't. I think René mentioned that it's very hard to pass here.
Yeah.
It's a narrow track. There's not much to. So if he's on pole, he won't let you go on that first corner on the right side. So,
well, listen, if you like Alonso and you like Gasly, you can get both of them double points.
Yeah, man.
Plus 650.
It's pretty solid.
Alonso and Gasly points finish plus 650.
Okay. That is the Oppenheimer nuke right there, right?
So I guess the takeaway is Max is going to be strong here. He's got the backing of his fam. And Saturday's rain, so there's going to be chaos, but one that cuts through the noise of that chaos is always going to be the reliable Max Verstappen. So if you do think Max is going to get on pole, then you might as well, what was his pole plus? I think Jens did that. I want to say fastest quality. Yeah, plus 350. Or was it 4-1 on his? I don't remember. It's actually not a bad one. If you really think that he's going to nail it, just take his fastest qualifier and win the race, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. He had it at 8-1. James, that was a very good price.
Oh, wow. He got 8-1. Solid. That is solid.
That way.
Man, what donkey book was offering 8-1? Jesus.
If you even think about it, like Max has, since the return to the Dutch GP, he has won every race. Even in the 2021 season with with the Mercedes being there. So I feel very confident with backing him here.
Well, let me ask you all this then: why are we just discounting Mercedes all of a sudden? Like they've been pretty solid.
That's
Okay.
why. That's why.
All right.
And
Okay.
that's. I guess to put him a point why I didn't want to put Alonso
I'm
top
taking
6.
notes
That's
on you guys.
why I don't want to put Alonso top 6 is because really Mercedes is so strong.
Well,
Like I'm fully
you're the
expecting
OG Mercedes fan, so
yeah, avid
avid. Avid. That's my only hesitation with it is I just still the Mercedes is just strategy, right? You still have Lewis Hamilton that knows how to drive that fucking car, and he cuts through that noise too. You can put it up there.
I don't know where to put them, like pre-practice, pre-qualifying. I just don't know where to put them yet. So I definitely have a team I'm going to be watching, both Lewis and George. I mean, George has just been a rocket really recently, just really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know where to put him at right now. Yeah, but definitely over the weekend, I guess I'm going to be focusing on.
Well, to be fair, I honestly don't know where to put everyone at this point because it feels like it's been years since we've had the last race, and who knows who comes back refreshed and whatnot. And then we got weather implications and a track that's.
Were we worried about the Just Stop Oil thing last year? Was this the race we were putting red flag on?
I thought
that was British Grand Prix.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No, it wasn't. For some reason, I just had this scenario in my head of like Lando passing Max, and then all of a sudden, orange flares hit the track, and like a yellow comes out. Max,
you know what? I feel like something happened like that. Let me Google.
I do think there was some kind of
There's been flares on the track. I know for something. That's what I'm saying. Like, Lando gets a hit of Max. These guys are crazy.
Oh no, you were right. There was 10 arrests in 2023.
I knew it.
Those
for obstructing the road.
Those fucking Dutch. I knew it. Okay, well, let's. I kind of want to come back to this Russell. Let me come back very quickly to free practice because I just noticed some places have Russell top 3 at plus 150, but they still have Lewis at 3-1. Like, what's stopping us from doing Lewis Hamilton top 3 free practice? What is it? What's stopping me? Other than the odds are a little bit shorter than I want.
Well, don't we notoriously say that Hamilton doesn't try an FP1? But he has been recently.
Yeah, I think he has.
But he has.
I think he had a stretch of like 1 or 2 races where he got George, but over the stretch of the season, it's been pretty dominant George's side.
Okay. What about margins? Shouldn't we be taking on margins for qualifying?
I was looking at those earlier. Oh, I wasn't looking at qualifying. The race one's not very interesting to me. I think at under 5 is like 180.
Okay.
What was it for qualifying? So over 0.2 is plus 160, 162.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Yeah.
I feel like every time in a rain session, we're like, yeah, and then it's like the closest rain session ever.
Every single time we've taken it.
It's so true. It's so true. Oh my God, I hate it. Okay.
Well, maybe that does sound like a good play over 0.2 in a rain session.
At what price?
One of them has to be on rails.
What price?
What's at 160? And they're all 3 are pretty high numbers. 175 between 1 and 0.1 and 0.2, and then 175 for under 0.1.
Maybe I just won't mess with it. I don't even know what to think with margins this weekend. Okay, well, I am tempted as I'm just staring at free practice 1 to take Max 2-1, but does he come out firing? Does he just do it? Does he just say like this is my track? He's just basically pissing on the lawn saying this is my territory. Like is this what he does? Or does he sandbag a little bit first?
There is potential rain for FP1 as well. Like it could be wet to dry sort of type thing going on.
In FP1?
Yeah, in FP1.
Okay.
Also, remember, this is on the coast, right? So it doesn't fucking matter until you wake up Friday morning.
Yeah, I'm I'm struggling because it's going to be 5:30 in the morning FP1 session for me,
Nice.
and then the next day it's 4:30. I will likely not be up for that one.
FP3 4:30. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I don't watch
I'm
them
not.
anyways. Even if
Y'all are on your
Or
own.
Americans.
Yeah,
Can't watch.
watch, and
Americans.
I end up anyways, just because that's just what happens. My internal alarm clock will know cars are on track. Get up.
gotta get
It's
ready for
money.
this college football parlays.
Money has to be made in my boxers.
Is the European part of the season not your favorite bit?
I mean, it's nice because I do finish the races at like 9,
Oh,
10. That's
I really
pretty
don't-
nice.
I really don't mind it because it's like when I wake up to go to work. So I
Yeah.
just wake up, drink coffee, watch it, and go to work.
It's this one, like this and Baku and I think Singapore, that are kind of terrible because I would have to be up at like 4 a.m. to get into FP1 or FP3, and yeah, so I don't mind it. So okay, well, let's do another round. Like what other bets do, or if you don't have a bet, one that you're eyeing, that you just
So
like,
one that I'm eyeing very quickly,
Mhm.
talking about Leclerc. Forget race win. Podium is 7-1. I think that's really big. If he's finishing nearly 4th or 5th,
Back.
you can get into 3rd place.
Here he goes
7
again.
to 1's a big price.
Shilling.
And I know you
This
like
guy.
your Leclerc bets as well. You're worse than me.
I am.
This is true. I don't know why he's saying
I
that.
have no
I
idea.
really don't like half his talking right
God, well, it's because the books, they're teasing me. This guy has the car. I mean, I guess that's debatable lately, but they technically should have a car that should compete, and they're giving you 7-1. George Russell is plus 125. Lewis is plus 110. I mean, 7-1. He's right. Like, that's favorable. But yeah, it's La Herda, as we call it in IndyCar. We'll see. I don't know. So you taking it? Is that what you're saying?
I'm taking that.
You're taking it. You forced my hand. How much are you
You're
doing?
taking Charles top 3?
Yeah, 0.5 point.
If we're doing that, then I'm going for the fucking
Win.
prediction. No, I'm going Charles to finish 3rd plus 1,200.
Oh. Look at you. You're trying to just throw that dart.
Yeah, we're not doing this.
You're like, fuck this. Well, what about both?
I mean, if you want, you can double up and go 2nd plus 1,600.
What about Sainz? What's he gonna do this weekend?
He's going to finish 7th.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really big on Carlos this weekend.
Okay.
Although they say Ferrari a bunch, I think there are in the rumors that they're expecting a lot this weekend. It seems like, but they're expecting a lot every weekend. I feel like
They might have got that upgrade to work. You never know.
Yeah, because both top 6, some Bovada, I think, is plus 125. So let's just go to odds checker. That's the easiest way to see the market.
I really think I'm just going to take Verstappen fastest quality in race, so 350.
Yeah, that's the best numbers. Plus 125 for. Wait, what are you taking?
The fastest quality in race, max.
Yeah, if you believe that's what's going to happen, you should just take both.
Yeah.
You should just take both.
Because if he doesn't get pole, he probably doesn't have the pace in the car. Really.
Yeah, so if it doesn't get pole, I think the bet's going to be fucked anyway. So,
see, well, okay, this has been my rationale because of this mix-up with the top markets and especially Max. Like, if he does well in FP1, meaning he gets top 2, then why am I not taking him like to win FP1? Because then those odds just keep shrinking as the sessions go on. So wouldn't we want to take 2-1 for him to win FP1?
Do you mean the race win?
No, I'm saying take him for free practice 1, 2-1, because you're expecting, if he does bad in FP1, those odds just keep getting longer.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So why wouldn't we just do it session by session? Take what they're
try to
giving
get it
you.
early.
Yeah.
You know? It's not
I don't know.
bad.
Do we think though he's like at the price where they drift out they
But
normally get to?
here's the risk: is he gets second, the odds will still go shorter or stay the same, right? And you still get fucked on your 2-1. But it's 2-1, right?
Well, I guess at least max top three. I think it's minus 300, 325 at least. That's a guaranteed parlay piece for your Sunday afternoon.
That's very true. Yeah, that's been my just what I'm leaning is like maybe I do take him 2-1 because even if we do get in and live bet in the session, the 2-1 is going to immediately go to like plus 175, like immediately. And if he just nails the first session, he gets in the top 3. It's just going to keep getting shorter and shorter, unless you have Lewis Hamilton, Russell just are continuously battling at that top spot. So I'm debating it. I haven't done it, but that's been my thinking of taking him FP1 2-1. I'm still debating, but okay. What else? You know what? I have to bring this up. What about last classified market?
My favorite.
Your fave.
Okay.
It's
Well, I think Logan's got a good number this week, doesn't he?
plus 250.
Joe's kicking him out the basement. He's taking over.
Yeah, Joe or Logan, right?
Yeah.
Joe's at minus money now.
What?
I think he's at minus 120. Yeah.
Dolcetto. What do you have a market that you're eyeing?
I was looking at the classified, and I think we are, like we talked about, and I was looking at the weather. It should be a clear weather. There's a possibility of light shower. It's what I read online. Of course, I'm not a weather expert, but like we talked about, it's a narrow track. Under 18.5 classified is at plus 150 is the best odds I could find. So far this season, we have seen it go 7-7. We have had under 18.5 classified drivers. All we need is, 2 guys to not finish the race. Like again, if you there's like it's a narrow track, like we said, there's not much where you could escape. If you get into the gravel, you're kind of done there. There's lots of walls, as you know, like on the last couple exits. I think there's like walls, like a NASCAR style, like style walls around the track. So I think that plus 150 for under 18.5 is a good shout out. But I want to give you this though. I was shopping the odds and I found a book that messed up on a very big book. I don't know if you want me to say this on the pod or share it.
You can share it right now because we're the only 4 that have this conversation going for us. So
DraftKings. Okay, so it's arbitrage, right? So we have under 18.5 at plus 150 on DraftKings, and over 18.5 at it's 185. I don't know what that is in American odds. But it's like minus 120, I think it is. But you could guarantee yourself a 7% profit if you hedge.
On which book? What was that second book?
BetMGM.
So under 18.5 on DK is plus 150, and then MGM was
correct.
MGM was what?
I'm converting it now to the American because I have me with the European.
Yeah.
It's minus 118.
Oh man, I'm tempted.
Yeah, so that's one that you guarantee yourself.
So Lights had already. He's all in on the. Well, I don't want to say all in, but he's in on the over 18.5 minus 120. I think he had the same book on the same book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is the best one I found so far. That was the best because DraftKings has it at minus 200 for the over 18.5. I looked around and MGM has the best. I think it's minus 180 on Bovada for the over. Every book has it.
It's very, very short for the over, minus 160 on like Bet Online, and then minus 165 on Bovada, minus 180 on Bet Online.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, if you want to arbitrage, that's a
Mm.
good chance right there. Yeah, if you have access to both of those books.
Man,
Make-
that's sharp
Yeah.
shit right there. I might have to phone a friend. We'll see. I don't know. I'm struggling with the classified market.
It takes one wing to fly off to get 4 guys out, and then your bet is screwed on the first turn, or
Yeah.
or it takes a super clean race and you don't see anybody getting.
I kind of
We-
want
we
to
saw it
see the
earlier.
weather report as it gets closer and closer to see, like, are they actually expecting rain or not, and how
Yeah.
much and when, and you could probably see some chaos ensuing
We'll
there.
see.
Mm.
Yeah.
And somehow these drivers are them being most like really well behaved. Somehow
Mhm.
they're all going to crash it. It's coming to a crash soon because I feel like we've had decent numbers on 18.5
And then how about
for
this?
a long time.
And how about this theory? There's pent up energy. They've been off. It's been 3 weeks. They're ready to get back in. They haven't been in the car for some time now. Like,
They all crushed on the first turn.
yeah, I mean, what do we see?
When was the last time Ocon crashed into Gasly or the other way around? It's been too long.
Well, as long as Gasly is ahead of him, well, I guess I only did the practice, so it doesn't fucking matter. How dare you? How dare you say that about Big Cat? But it is very, very possible. All right. So kind of mixed on the 18.5, but there's an ARB opportunity, MGM and DK. So once this drops, you know what it is. Lights is on the over 18.5 minus 120. He's just saying, yep, those guys are going to be dialed in, So I don't know. I think my contrarian view is that what I just said, So we'll see. Okay. Well, let's just kind of talk about a few more and wrap it up. So, any other markets that you guys are eyeing? I do want to bring up one. I don't know why this just came up to mind now. Is top 6 bets for FP1 on MGM. I think Lewis Hamilton's minus 155. It's at that territory where I don't want to do it because it just seems kind of short. I don't know. What do you guys think? It was successful last time. Pretty easy.
You said Lewis top 6 FP1 again?
Yeah, minus 155.
I'm a fan of it. I was a huge fan of it last time.
Yeah, it was minus 120 last time.
Yeah, I think I would try to put it with something.
If it was minus 130, I would be all over it. Even
I don't know. Can you get like Max over Checo with it? Maybe make it a little better.
Probably. This is where I have to phone a friend for this one though, so I have to like. Yeah. But your boy Alonso's plus 250, top 6. It's tasty. It's tasty.
Fucking beat Stroll. I'm feeling it, man. Plus 300 is happening.
It sounds sexy. I'm not gonna lie. It really does. It really does. Yeah, but the top 10 market for FP1 was what drove me to do Gasly over Ocon. He's still 2-1. I mean, he's in that territory with Kevin Magnussen, and Yuki has better odds. Rick, Albon, Ocon, like that is a lot of disrespect for Gasly, especially for a guy that likes this track. Yeah, there is something wrong here, Renegade. Next week you'll hear me saying some slander on Gasly, so don't worry.
Can't wait.
Don't worry, I'll be back.
Has Red Bull been the fastest pit team consistently over the last couple of races? I feel like have they even been winning at all?
That is a good question.
You know what? I have not paid attention to that market at all. I couldn't.
So because they're still very high. Like McLaren's second plus 450.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen some quick McLarens. I know.
Yeah.
So plus 150, did you say?
But no, Red Bull was minus 175, but Ferrari is plus 450. McLaren's plus 500.
So in Spa, it was McLaren. They got
and they're at 5-1 right now.
And they do have a decent pit team as well. And the
You
race
got to
before
imagine
that,
they're going to be probably second or third. They're going to be on it, trying to get it out quick as possible.
somehow the racing bulls were the fastest. And
I
the
remember
Silverstone,
them. I want to say someone actually bet that it was a really high number. They're at plus 1,000 right now, though.
they do get the odd one. So the last 4 races has been all 4 different teams. Ferrari's been one of them, Racing Bulls, Red Bull, and McLaren. If there was a Red Bull no option, I think that'd be a great bet, but there isn't.
What is Hulkenberg going to do this weekend in the race?
I don't even think Haas has been mentioned once this entire time we've been
No.
talking, to be honest.
No,
I
not
think
once.
they're on the down spiral.
Well, I mean,
I don't think
typically
that-
this is when they come back from the break. This is typically where they nosedive. So I think it's just natural to be
Well,
cautious.
that was
But that was the old
Komatsu.
principle. Yeah. So we have a new guy. We just don't know. That's kind of where I'm at, anyways. It's just kind of, I don't really know. This is typically where they just die. But yeah, new guy in charge, not the Netflix star. So who knows? But yeah, it's just
Would
it's one of those games I got to see something first.
Yeah, but what about him against Lance Stroll? Even money Hulkenberg against Lance Stroll.
I mean,
What's
like
Stroll?
Stroll's actually been pretty decent around here. It's just Alonso, like I said earlier, like I'm taking Alonso over Stroll, not because necessarily Stroll's been bad here. It's just because Alonso's been so good.
Yeah.
I think I'd take Stroll over Hulkenberg.
I won't touch it at this point. It's Hulk or nothing for me.
Stroll's really been around the
terrible.
top 12, top 10, top 12, I think, every year. So it's not like it's a bad spot for him. I just trust Alonso more.
Yeah. Okay. Last one I want to pose to you guys. Russell over Piastri. I know, like, it's favorable in terms of the odds, and I'm not going to do it. I'm just curious. Plus 140 over Oscar. That's the first time I've seen it like that against Oscar. I mean, it used to be the other way around, where it was Russell maybe like minus 130, 145 or 140 to Oscar. Now it's completely different. I'm like, whoa, that's a big change. If you're bullish on Mercedes,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, because like I'm sure it's like that because wait, what is it? Is it George plus 140?
It's
or
because
Oscar plus 140?
It's George plus 140.
I'm sure they're priced that way because of George's DNFs and whatnot.
And
Piastri, but he's been solid. I just think that top 5, top 6 drivers, they're just so close.
Yeah.
Trying to pick one before free practice, it's just really, it's a roulette almost to me.
For sure. I'm not going to do it. Just teasing it, but I will say
I agree.
I did do Leclerc over Perez. So that's
I guess at the number though, why not take George? I mean,
I just, I played around with these, take the non-teammate head to head, and I bet you if I went back and did the analysis, which I thought I was going to do over the break, but was busy with the rebrand stuff, I think I would just be breaking even with taking it before anything happens on a Friday. It's kind of volatile, so you just got to snipe the right picks. Like hopefully in this situation, we see a donkey Perez, he wrecks or something, and Leclerc just gets in that 4th, 5th spot. And so I don't know. It's hit or miss on taking them. This, like you guys were saying, you might have to just wait and see, and let's see cars on the track before we really go all out. But yeah.
I mean, George could come out P2, FP1, maybe.
Yeah.
Hang back a little bit, FP2 in the day, like P11, P12. Looks, forget about him. Come back and smack him again qualifying.
Yeah. All right. Any last plays or thoughts you want to discuss?
No, not for me.
Yeah, I think for me, is the only thing I'm going to think about is Max at 2-1 FP1. And this is just going off the rationale like we were talking about his home race. He might come out swinging. That or he does shitty and we're like, wow, they're in trouble. So
yeah, I mean, I'd like to put I am going to put, I just can't right now, Max top 3 with one of my favorite IndyCar plays. I just can't right now, unfortunately. There's no IndyCar lines up, but that'll definitely be something on the horizon, especially if Max is still gonna if he's gonna float around minus 300. I'm trying to find something quick to put that on because we can put some big money on that.
Well, let's tell the listeners. I mean, we've been very successful at these Max, or well, actually, we didn't even one of them. We didn't even do Max. I think
Lando top 3 and Max top 3 have been great parlay pieces for IndyCar.
Yes, with top 3 like Alex Pillow, Scotty Mack.
Yeah, like chalk. You get like a Polo minus like 200 top 3 with like a Max minus 200 top 3. I mean, they're so easy.
So easy, and they allow me to actually parlay that because it's IndyCar and F1.
Yeah, cross sports, they don't care.
They don't give a shit. So I love it. Yes, for you listeners, there is Portland GP, last road track for IndyCar. There's 3 races left. You can look for these cross race parlays that we like to do. They've been very, very successful for us. So we're probably going to look to do it again. So
yeah, I should get something up either tomorrow or Friday.
Hopefully,
I think some outrights are starting to sneak in, so should get some options here soon.
I'm waiting for Bovada to copy Bet 365 because apparently they've dropped some race
matchups. So really just any moment here.
I don't want to give it out just yet because I want to get my piece of the pie before people jump on this.
Yeah, are you talking about the head-to-head?
Yeah, we're not.
We know.
We're not gonna say it, but you listeners that dabble with IndyCar with us, you know what it is. So
if you've ever even watched a race with us in IndyCar, you know exactly what it is.
Oh my god, I am just frothed.
As soon as you pull the page up, it's right there. You'll see it.
And this might be the last opportunity. I don't know. Wait, no, he's yeah. Okay, all right. I'll just
leave it there.
I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. All right. No, guys, this was fun. This is the first edition of the Apex Insiders. This is great. I'm excited. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the weekend. We finally get cars on track. So, all right. Well, we'll see you in the Discord, and feel free to get in there, ask us questions. There's a lot of activity going on right now. So, yeah, we'll see you guys on the weekend.
Lots of races to bet. So let's make some money.
Yeah, there's lots. All right. See y'all.
Cheers.